Hello, Watem here, and welcome back to some more Higurashi When They Cry. So yeah, last time we learned that the fate can be broken. Now will he do it again? Will he learn from this mistake and actually give it to Mion? Or actually, does that actually even matter though, because it was Shion in the end? Maybe Riku will go, maybe I should tell him to give it to Shion then. Mion. One of them.
ささやかなお店だけどね。でもさ、特売やれば主婦が殺到するの常識で読めないのかね。店員足りないのに卵1パックお一人様1点限り10円なんてやるな。
An entire carton for 10 yen. Whew. Like, I mean, even an egg for 10 yen, that would be cheap, but a carton for 10 yen. What is... As we were getting ready to move on to the next stage, Mion got a call from work. This was fated to happen too. If I was still feeling depressed, I would have been disgusted with this situation. But after learning what it felt like to change fate, I was in a good mood. Keiichi and Mion seemed like they kept regretting that they were unable to settle the match. They really are such good friends.
本当にあの二人は仲がいいね。仲良しさんすぎてレナは焼いちゃうよ。はお。うちのクラスにはケイイチさんと近い年の男子がいませんものね。ケイイチさんにはちょうどいい男友達の感覚なんじゃありませんの？
Yeah, that makes sense.
それでもみーちゃんは女の子なんだよ。男の子にはなれないよ。それは分かってますけど、こうしていると仲のいい男子同士にしか見えませんわね。
Rena and Satoko enjoyed the lingering excitement of the day as they watched Mion and Keiichi happily goof off. I mean, she does call herself Oji-san. The next moment, the owner came up from the store.
みんな、今日は本当にありがとう。おかげでイベントは大盛り上がりだったよ。
He was holding 4 paper bags in his hands. I remember. He gave us gifts as a reward for today. I think they were dolls inside.
大したものじゃないけど、これ今日のおだちんに。
あ、吉郎おじさん、私にはないの？おだちん。
He was giving them only to us. Mion didn't get anything because she's a family member. That's what happened last time too.
あらあらあら。かわいいのが出てきましたわよ。
Satoko let out a cheer of joy as she saw a cute doll inside of their bag. Rena reacted the same way.
これかわいい。
I wonder what Mion's reaction to getting it would be though. I expect completely flustered.
お持ち帰りしていいの？本当に？
ってことは俺のもかな。なんだかやたら可愛いのが出てきたぞ。
Keiichi got a gorgeous, expensive-looking doll. It was by far the best one. It was adorable even to my eyes. Satoko, Rena, and Mion were feeling the same way.
ケイちゃんには一番似合わないのが出てきちゃったね。
Don't you mean most? Mion started making fun of him right away. She was only saying that because she was jealous that Keiichi got a doll that she really wanted.
なんつうのか、プリティっていうかキュートっていうか、可愛いのは認めるんだが、着せ替え人形はちょっとな。
ケイちゃんが持ってたら確実に明日から変な趣味の人扱いだね。
Mion just can't be honest with herself. It was obvious that she was just trying to make him give up the doll so she could have it herself. She should just admit that and ask Keiichi for it. That's the cute side of Mion. But Keiichi can never understand that. Keiichi can't keep the doll after receiving that much bullying from Mion. He was thinking about who he should give it to. He probably didn't want to give it to Mion. Time froze for a moment. Hanyu whispered something in my ear.
リカ、覚えていますですか？ええ。
Ooh. This is actually fairly early on. Right click, not escape. Yeah. Let me just make a save here. I advised him on who he should give the doll to. I don't think this is going to be the right answer, but I'll go with it. I remembered that Keiichi's insensitive decision eventually caused a fatal ending. That was fate. Keiichi was internally thinking that he should give the doll to Mion. She was the one who didn't get anything, so it would be natural for him to give it to her. But the hesitation he was feeling was because Mion was such a close friend to him. He'd been treating Mion as if she was a male friend, but it would be weird to give the doll to another boy. He was afraid that if he gave the doll to Mion, he would start looking at her as a girl from that point onward. He wanted to continue his friendship with Mion without thinking about the difference in gender. He didn't want to ruin the relationship they had at that moment. That's why he couldn't give the doll to Mion. Even though she was the only one without a doll, he felt so hesitant. Of course, that was only how he felt. Mion didn't agree. In actuality, she wished he would treat her more like a girl. I walked closer to Keiichi so I could talk to him. If Mion heard me telling Keiichi to give her the doll, she would resist taking it. I had to make sure that no one but Keiichi could hear me. I also had to make this very quick. Put Keiichi in the back.
Huh?
Keiichi, the person who really wants that doll is the one who's bullying you the most about it. I was going to say that, but Keiichi opened his mouth first, even before I could say anything to him.
ああ、わかってるって。
I hadn't said anything to him yet, but Keiichi told me that he knew. I felt confused, not knowing what he just meant. He turned around to face Mion, smiling mischievously.
ミオン、俺が持ってると変な趣味なら、こりゃ誰が持ってりゃ丸く収まるってんだん？
そんなことは知らないよ。まあお人形なんて男の子の持つものじゃないよねって言っただけだしさ。
ほう。じゃあお前が持てば万事解決じゃないか。ほれ。
Keiichi tossed the doll to Mion as if passing her a basketball. As if forcing her to carry his bag or something. Mion's face quickly turned red. Feeling shy, Keiichi turned away from her. Oh, that was surprising. He got my message just by getting a tap on his back. Was Keiichi always that smart? Nah, can't be. Just one tap was all it took. I don't think he would have done the same in a previous life. This was just a small incident, but this world is definitely different from the previous one. Or could it be? Perhaps he would have given that doll to Mion even if I didn't poke him in the back?
以前の世界の記憶を受け継いでいる。まさかそんなことあるわけがないのです。
I know for a fact that he doesn't have those memories, but there might be something imperceptible somewhere inside his heart. He might remember some of the regrets he felt in the previous worlds. That's why he strongly felt he should be giving the doll to Mion this time. After repeating so many lives, I'm the only one who can't even notice this slight growth of his. Oh, I'm the only one who can even notice a slight growth of his. But I see it. It's clearly visible to me. Mion, having turned red, insisted that a cute doll would be a much better fit for Rena. Her attitude made it clear that she really wanted a doll, but couldn't be honest about it.
だからさ、おじさん、こういう可愛いお人形はさ、ちゃんとした可愛い女の子に渡した方が似合うと思うんだよね。
Honestly, I was expecting something like, oh, well, this will suit you even less, and toss it to her. But yeah, that works too.
私みたいなアウトドア系に渡してもほら、人形の方が可哀想というか、
Aww.
欲しいくせに顔に書いてあるじゃねえかよ。
違う書いてなんかないよ嘘つき意地悪
Mion shook her head with an embarrassed look, pretending she wasn't interested in the doll. Everyone here knew that she wanted it. We all looked at Mion with big smiles on our faces.
おいおい、別に女の子じゃないと人形は渡せないとか、そういう考え方じゃねえぞ。こいつは俺と今日の部活で熱い睨み合いをしてくれた親友への贈り物なんだぜ。
そうなの？ケイちゃんは男の子の友達にも人形を渡すわけ？
まあ確かに選べる範囲があるならわざわざ人形は選ばねえな。でもよ、男の世界じゃ相手に悪意がない限り贈り物は拒まねえぜ。相手の気持ちなんだからよ。変に断られるとかえって男気がないよな。
I mean, true, I guess he did accept the gift from the shop owner. He's just giving it away again.
ふーん。
Yeah.
じゃあ、女の子でなくても人形を受け取ってもいいんだ。
Everyone thought Mion's reaction was hilarious. Rena couldn't stop chuckling. Sadako and I burst out laughing too. Mion, having realized that she was being laughed at, got even more embarrassed.
男が仲間に送ったもんだぜ。大事にしなかったら承知しないぞ。
うん。おじさんがこの人形が欲しいからもらうんじゃないよ。
Sure, Sundara.
ケイちゃんが仲間に送るって言ったから、ケイちゃんの顔を立てるために受け取るんだからね。
Hanyu was cracking up too. She was laughing in a loud voice, knowing that no one could hear her anyway. But this was a really good way to resolve. But was this really a good way to resolve the problem? I thought that Mion's issue in the previous life was that she wanted Keiichi to treat her like a girl. She got the doll, but Keiichi still wasn't treating her that way. Still, Mion looked very happy. Maybe it wasn't a big deal after all. I'm sure Mion will take that doll with her to bed tonight. She'll kiss it goodnight too. I could bet on that. It was written all over her face.
ようやく受け取ってくれたぜ。人形1個渡すのに手間のかかるやつだぜ。
Keiichi turns around to face us, smiling bitterly.
ケイチくん100点満点かな僕もそう思いますです。あの意地っ張りのミオンによくお人形を渡せましたです。ミオンさんも笑っちゃいますわね。欲しいってあんなに顔に書いてあるのに痩せ我慢なんかしちゃって。
違いねえな。
こらおじさんの陰口を言ってるでしょ。こら
みーちゃん、バイト急がなくていいの？遅刻しちゃうよ。
もう覚えてなよ。
Mion seemed like she wanted to stay longer, but after looking at her watch, she started heading to work. Everyone was wearing smiles on their faces. Today was such a fun day. Everyone had lots of fun. No one was hurt. I've repeated this same day so many times before. But this time, something was different. It's like I rolled a die and got a 6. And then I rolled it again and got a 6 again. I mean, playing D&D and all, I feel more like it's rolling a nat 20. That feeling of rolling a nat 20 and then rolling a nat 20 again. Well, rolling a nat 20 with disadvantage is always, like 2 nat 20s with disadvantage is always nice. It's like, really feels like you beat fate when you do that. I don't know if this was just a lucky coincidence, or if it was meant to be. It's as if the god of fate is celebrating my motivation to fight against him. Good times before Yeshua-sama. Just imagine it's like, yeah, back in the day. It's the game of life. I was watching TV with Satoko and Hanyu after eating dinner. It was a variety show, and the performers were making the audience laugh. We were laughing too.
ざまあないでございますわね。はうはうはうい。でもとっても痛そうなのです。みぱー。
Well, the three of us were enjoying ourselves. In reality, there was only Satoko and me in the room. I'm the only one who can see Hanyu. Satoko can't see her at all. Hanyu responds every time Satoko says anything. Satoko can't hear her, but Hanyu still responds to her when she's in a good mood. It's like she's answering a question asked on TV. You could even compare it to playing house. She started playing this game with other people, because she can't communicate with anyone else but me. Hanyu always attends our club meetings, and has a good time there too. Riku could totally use her to cheat. If she could communicate with my other friends, she would have been a good match for us. But I don't want to hurt her feelings by thinking about that. If the story of a miracle written in the old scriptures is true, if it's really Hanyu who performed it, she's someone who had tremendous power long ago. But now she doesn't have any spiritual power, and I'm the only one who can even see her. Hanyu has never told me how she lost her power. I just have to assume that her spiritual power diminished over time. There's a legend in the Furude family that says that Oyashiro-sama will be reborn if a girl is born to the family 7 generations in a row. With my birth, Hanyu was finally able to communicate with a human for the first time in centuries. Does that mean that Oyashiro-sama has returned? The village's image of Oyashiro-sama doesn't quite match up with that of Hanyu. Especially when I see her lying on her belly and watching TV with Satoko. That must have been a lonely couple 100 years. Guess we'll continue. I wonder if fighting against fate this time, she'll decide to involve everyone, maybe? Since one of her friends is gonna fall to rule X, if she can get ahead of them and maybe get them to help. She's already tried the police, I think, before in the past, and that hasn't worked. But maybe her friends can, especially if there's been some kind of leakage, like for Keiichi, for example. being able to see the past or having regrets, being able to be like implanted. Maybe they'll be able to help her. Anyway,
確かにそんなことをどこかで聞いたような気もしたが、それってマジだったのか？
this world always has a lot of nice suggestions, but they're mostly out of politeness, right? They're just something you laugh off and reply with, "That would be nice." Those ideas generally end as jokes, so it's crazy when they turn real.
うんうん、マジも大マジ。吉郎おじさんも大絶賛。昨日のおもちゃ屋での部活、ゲーム中の暴れっぷりは実に見事だったからね。
レナもあんな遊び方や盛り上がり方があるなんて知らなかったかなここだけの話ですけど、私の近くにいた子たち、ケイイチさんと同じ宅で盛り上がりたかったって悔しがってましたのよ。ケイイチは何でも楽しそうに遊ぶことに関しては天才的なのです。
You know, I wasn't just playing around. I was giving it my all, because I had no choice but to win. I guess we made it look like a lot of fun for the audience, though.
確かにケイちゃんは普段の部活においてもとにかくよく盛り上がってくれますからね。
I kind of wish I had a webcam for that right then. Just for sheer levels of shock in my expression just there. Okay, I'm totally gonna link Yes Minister clip, Yes Prime Minister clip, there, just to give an example of what my face was doing at the time. What's Shion doing here? I had been about to say as well. So I guess we're in Keiichi's point of view for now. But yeah, Shion? What? Hello. Oh, Kevin? Yeah.
監督もケイちゃんがひなみ沢ファイターズに入ってくれたらさぞや盛り上がるだろうって言ってましたし。言ってましたね。
So yeah, Rika, when you said you know, everything's always the same. Shion. Mm.
ゆうべ会合の席でも入江先生、前原くんのことをベタ褒めでしたよ。
ケイイチくんは自分で思ってるよりずっと人を楽しくさせる力があるんだよ。
そうかな。
おじさんだって自分の仲間が可愛いからって推薦したわけじゃないよ。
Totally not because you gave the young doll. Definitely not, no.
ケイちゃんならこの退任にきっと応えられるって思ったから推薦したわけさ。
僕も同じ席にいましたですが、全然反対意見が出なかったのは驚きだったのです。
前原くんは先生が思っているよりもずっと村中で評判なんですね。
Yeah. I mean, we heard something about that in the last chapter as well.
沖宮界隈でも有名です。先日のひなみ沢ファイターズと沖宮タイタンズの試合でのあの助っ人ぶりはもはや現地では伝説的ですからね。
あれはすごかったですものね。亀田さん目当ての記者の方々も度肝を抜かれてましたよ。
They're talking about that rigged baseball match I set up with Kameda-kun. The public did end up believing that talented pitcher walked me out of fear for my insight. Kameda-kun and I have entered a strange relationship since then, but I'd really rather not talk about it right now.
どうかな、ケイイチくん。レナはケイイチくんにはその力があると思うな。 みーちゃんだけの推薦で足りないならレナも推薦するよ。圭一くんならきっと綿流し実行委員の退任を全うできる。
Huh. Now that's interesting. Also, although, side note, why would you make a newcomer the one in charge of the planning committee? At least make him, like, vice, like, chair or something? Because he has no idea what it's supposed to be like, what it's usually like, what kind of energy it's supposed to have. At least let him experience it for a year first. Anyway, Minagoroshi is an annual village festival held in June. It's supposed to be the biggest event in the village, and most of the people living here gather together for it. Since this is a major event, they always organize a committee to plan out the festival a few months in advance. The festival is only 2 weeks away and I just moved to this village. But now they want me to join that committee?
だいたいよ、俺実行委員の仕事なんて知らないから何の役にも立てないぜ。
実行委員なんて堅苦しいのは肩書きだけだよ。ケイちゃんに満場一致でお願いしたい役はね、ズバリ叩き売りオークションの司会なんだよ。
Okay, fair.
なんだよそれ。バナナでも売らされるのか？
そこは先生から説明します。今年のお祭りでは新しい試みとしてオークション風に寄付品の叩き売りをやろうということになったのです。そこは複雑な事情があってね、町会で寄付品を集めてそれを商品にしてのみんなで参加できる何かをやりたいんだけど、過去の役員会でいろいろ大人の事情があって福引き抽選以外の方法で商品を分配したいってことになったんだよ。
For their own reasons? Uh-huh.
早い話が昔ばあさんが癇癪を起こしときながら引っ込みがつかなくなったことがあるわけなんです。ばあさんって自分でトラブっときながらよく後悔してますよね。まあね。まあそんなわけで福引き以外のイベントで何か楽しく商品を山分けできないかって話になったわけよ。それで出た案が寄付品の叩き売りオークションってわけ。
オークションってなんだか面白そうだね。ひょっとするとものすごく安くいいものが買えるかもしれないし、他の人が高値をつけ合うのを見てるのも楽しいしね。しかも寄付品だから元手はタダ。実行委員会もなかなかお金儲けがお上手ですわね。売り上げは全部冬の町会温泉旅行の泡麦茶代になるのです。ずるいのです。
フルデさんは泡の出る麦茶はまだまだいけません。
Yeah, only wine. Only watered down wine.
だいたい話は見えてきたが、でもよ、俺はオークションの司会なんかやったことないぜ。
I totally think he could fit the position of auction manager, whatever it's
で
called.
も圭一くんならきっとやり遂げられると思うな。売り上げの1割はお小遣いになるとか言われたらものすごい頑張りそう。
まあな、実績に応じて何か得られるってならそりゃ頑張るだろうな。
逆に実績が出なかったらとんでもない罰ゲームが待ってるかもしれませんでしたよ。
ちょっと待て佐藤。なんで俺がそんなリスキーな条件を引き受けなければならないんだ。そもそも俺は依頼されてる立場だってことを忘れるなよ。俺はこう見えてもスケジュール多忙で忙しいんだぜ。
Oh yes, so very busy.
そういうのはマネージャーを通してくれたまえ。
And who exactly is your manager? Your mom?
どうよケイちゃん、もし何かご褒美がないといけないってんなら内容と条件次第では考えてもいいよ。私もケイちゃんを推薦した以上 何としても引き受けてもらいたいと思ってるからね。最大限配慮するよ。
ほう、太っ腹じゃねえか。さーて何がいいかね。
And we'll leave that for next time. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know any feedback you have in the comments. And until next time, see ya. So just a quick little extra, since I don't think it's going to affect the results in any way. I did nothing and watched the events unfold. I thought about telling Keiichi to give the door to Mion, but I stayed quiet because I wanted to believe in him. When we were in the same situation in the previous life, Keiichi gave the doll to Rena. Mion was deeply hurt by that, and the tragedy began shortly after that. If I didn't do anything and just watched him now, things were going to end up the same way. But I'm sure that Keiichi deeply regretted the fact that he didn't give the doll to Mion in that previous world. Okay, now it's making it sound like he's not actually going to give it to her. And while I was aware he didn't have any memories of that from that world, I was hoping that his heart vaguely remembered that strong emotion. I challenged him, without telling him anything. Keiichi is contemplating whether he should give the doll to Mion or Rena. He finally opens his mouth.
ミオン、俺が持ってると変な趣味ならこりゃ誰が持ってりゃ丸く収まるってんだ。ん？
そんなことは知らないよ。まあお人形なんて男の子の持つものじゃないよねって言っただけだしさ。
ほう、じゃあお前が持てば万事解決じゃないか。ほれ。
Okay, so yeah, I guess that ends the quick little extra. It does all just end up going back here. Actually, just quickly skip forwards a bit, because that was amazing. Keiichi just made a miracle happen again. He did it without any memory of his previous life. It was exactly the same situation as in the previous world, but he made a totally different decision.
ケイイチ、リカ、確率的なものかもしれないのですよ。
Strong will is directly related to fate. If his will to give the doll to Rena was weak, this might have been a result of that. But I don't feel it was just a coincidence. I believe that Keiichi remembers something in his heart, and because of that, he made some progress. Mion, having turned red, insisted that the cute doll would be a much better fit for Rena. Her attitude made it really clear that she really wanted the doll, but couldn't be honest about it.
だからさ、おじさん、こういう可愛いお人形はさ、ちゃんとした可愛い女の子に渡した方が似合うと思うんだよね。
Now just skip forward.
私みたいなアウトドア系に渡してもほら、人形の方が可哀想というか。
欲しいくせに顔に書いて。
違う。
I'll skip to the end of the chapter just to make sure.
書いてなんかな、嘘つき、意地悪。
おいおい、こいつは俺と今日の。
ケイちゃんは男の子の。
まあ確かに選べる範囲が、でもよ、相手の気持ちなんだからよ。
じゃあ女の子でなくても
男大事にしなかったら。
おじさんがケイちゃんが仲間に送るって言ったから、ケイちゃんの顔を立てるために受け取るんだからね。
よい、人形1個渡すのに手間。
僕、意地っ張りのミオン欲しいってあんな。
違う。
おじこら
遅刻しちゃうよ。
もう覚えてなよ。
So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, see ya.